So moving on then, we talked earlier today about the round tables that we've had. We've had 12 round tables with about 8 participants per round table, it's about 100 people or so participating in those discussions. And we will now just take some time to give you guys insights into what has been said and discussed. And to do that, I have the honor of introducing Fredrik Falk from Symmetry. Give him a warm hand. He's been doing a lot of the AI analysis work.
Yeah.
We've been a team, but still, you're the guy.
Maybe not the guy, but yeah, we've been working very hard behind the scenes and try to make something good out of this. And I think this will be a good start. Yeah.
So we've identified 3 main themes, just for your information. It's sustainability, BIM and beyond, and AI and collaboration. So those are the 3 topics we will be discussing. And we have Annika with us in London as well to comment from her perspective. But let's start with the first one, with BIM and beyond.
Yeah.
I know the discussions have been pretty much optimistic. Of course, there's a strong belief in long-term benefits for efficiency and sustainability. But there is also some frustration, of course, over implementation challenges, resistance to change, and lack of standardization. But I know you've been looking into the main themes regarding BIM and beyond. Tell us, what are the main themes within that discussion?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you the identified themes for BIM and beyond. The first one, the relevance of BIM, knowledge sharing, sustainability and regulations, workflows and automation, data management and digital twins. And the last one is challenges in implementation.
So those were the 6 main themes that people discussed. And you chose one of them to dive a little deeper into.
Exactly. Hard choice, of course. But we actually choose to look into the challenges in implementation. I think this is very important. And we find other bullet points, resistance to change, communication and collaboration, data management and interoperability. It's a hard word. Maybe I get it right.
Interoperability, yes,
you did. Good. Cost and return on investment, lack of clear value proposition, conflicting priorities, maturity of workflows, and data ownership and intellectual property.
Yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 different challenges identified when it comes to implementing BIM and services that may come within the BIM field. We have actually a quote on that note, because we looked into the lack of clear value proposition, which of course was kind of interesting regarding that. And here's a quote where somebody said, smarter decisions. What does smarter decisions really mean? Like, what does it mean? What is the outcome of the smarter decision? I think that's, unless we have that kind of clarified and relevant for people involved, no one's going to care about it. Annika, as a marketer, what are your thoughts on that comment?
But I think it goes back to, communication. Communication is very, very difficult. And sometimes you think you have informed people, you have told people. And you have. But have they listened? Have they really understood? And I think it also goes back to Angie said just a couple of minutes before, why are we doing it this way? Why are we using these tools? What are the values that we want to create? And sometimes, as a manager, you might think you have said it a couple of times, but we need to repeat things and say it in different ways, especially these days when you have so many different kind of tools to listen to as well.
Is there a risk that the fans, the people that already use BIM as a natural part of their workday, sometimes get home blind, if that's the term in English, that you sort of forget the relevance of it, and that makes it harder to tell others?
Yes, of course, because you're into something, you like it, you see the values. How difficult can it be for someone else to understand? You might have had that thought from time to time. I don't know, I see some nods here in this audience. So I think that we need to think about other people have not seen this before. Other people have not bought into it yet. So have that type of thought with you.
Right. Okay, so then moving on from BIM and beyond to sustainability, which was one of the other main themes, of course. But you identified a couple of themes when it came to sustainability as well.
Yeah. So sustainability, as we all know, very important topic that is just growing and growing, and we need to focus on it. So the themes around sustainability is regulation as a driver, financial incentives, challenges in implementation, also here, data and transparency, collaboration and communication, early stage design impact, and balancing artistic design and optimization.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we looked into regulations as a driver. Thought that was very interesting. And then we have EU taxonomy, UK net zero building standard, challenges in implementation also here, and then this carrot and stick approach.
And there was a quote that stuck out for all four of those sort of themes within the themes, to say. That's this one. There's actually quite a lot of top-down on a lot of our clients now, having to meet sustainability requirements because that funders are telling them they've got to meet them. And that's actually proven quite effective on a lot of schemes, meaning that regulations drives owners to go, okay, so you need to comply with the rules. Annika, what are your thoughts on that?
I think, so going back to what Per said at the beginning, we do have these pre-workshops for the BIM Summit every year. And sustainability has always been on the top of our customers' mind, on your minds when we have had these discussions. But I can see there is a change now with the EU taxonomy, with the legislation here in the UK as well, because it comes back to money. Owners will lend money cheaper if they build sustainable or do sustainable projects. So that's kind of I think that's a game changer in a way, because now something happens. We put a value on sustainability.
Does that make it easier then to perhaps be clear on the value proposition that we talked about in the BIM and beyond?
Because then you actually have a value. It's not just nice, it's not just good, but it actually gets a monetary value. And for some individuals, if you have a dollar sign or a pound sign or a krona sign in front of something, it's kind of, it's easier to grasp.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you all understand, there's plenty to dive into within this material. We've made some human choices, mind you, not AI choices, human choices on what to spend our time on from stage. So in order to keep time and stay relevant, let's move on for AI and collaboration, which was the final theme.
Yeah. So what we identified here was that AI and AI as a tool for efficiency and automation. We have challenges in AI implementation, collaboration and knowledge sharing, the role of human expertise, data quality and accessibility, generational differences, and the last one, the evolving role of the architects.
Great.
Yeah.
And which one from out of all those super interesting themes did you go with?
Yeah, we actually start to look into data quality and accessibility, and we found the need of structured data, data standards and interoperability, same word again, hard, data completeness and accuracy, data ownership and sharing, and data visualization and interpretation.
Right. And that's where we decided to go for the need for structured data, because the other ones were perhaps too narrow and too small in the bigger context. We found a quote for that one as well that explains pretty much what this was about. I think the big discussion is to try to shift the perception from formatting deliverables to the actual content of what is delivered. Not the file format, but the content, the information, the data that is inside what is actually actually very relevant. Annika, do you agree? Is it time to shift focus on to content rather than file formats, to quote the quote?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think now we also have the tools that can help us looking at the data. when you and I had a discussion the other day, Jon, you spoke about the AI tool as a he. I thought that was interesting.
Oh my
Could
God.
as well be a she.
I'm sorry.
But that could be like an after sort of discussion we have. But a really good IT guy once told me you should see on all data systems as a person. Talk to them. And I think now we can actually start to talk to them and we can get, intelligent answers back. Because it's not that they have feelings, but still, try to have that approach. And that is structured data.
Might have been referring to Fredrik, because he's a he. I don't know. I'm just trying to dodge out from that mistake. I'm sorry. I'll never repeat it. On that note, there's plenty, of course, to go around. Annika, what do we do with all the data that we've gathered within those conversations today?
Yeah, so as we just said, we have just started to look and summarize all of these different roundtables that have taken place. We will now also go into each and every one of them and try to pull out the data to make it structured, to make it sort of visible for all of you. We'll start, of course, to share it with those of you who participated in the roundtables. But we will come back with hopefully some blogs or maybe some other type of feedback from all of these. So I'm really looking forward to see the differences. I mean, what's the difference between the sustainability roundtable that took place here in London compared to Oslo and Stockholm? And what did you all talk about?
Yeah. Annika, please stay. Fredrik, thank you so much for your work before and for joining us on stage talking about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.